A common question I get is, who's the right person for these tests? So initially, if I would have just run into the information just randomly and researched it, I probably wouldn't have gotten as excited about them because, that's just more information. I'm healthy, I'm doing well, I'm fine, I don't have a problem. But I actually found this because of issues that were going on with my mom. And when I did the research and what we could do from it, I never make my mom do something I'm not willing to do for myself as well. So when I did the test initially, before I started the business, I took hair out of my own head. I took hair out of mom's head and ran through the information. And I was astounded by what we found. First off, if hindsight's 2020 and I would have run into this years before and I would have done this on my own, which I highly, highly recommend now, that people that just care about their health and they want to make a difference and go forward in a more positive, healthy way, absolutely get the test. Because here's why. We were able to identify things that for years, and I'm talking years, my mom had issues that were undiagnosed. We had repeated problems with swelling and shortness of breath and fatigue, and the list goes on and on about things that she had going on. And it ends when it all came to head, because here's the thing, a body will compensate and compensate and compensate until it can no longer compensate anymore. And then when it can't, the things that you find are usually much more devastating than they ever had to be if you took additional steps early on. So because of those facts, I would highly recommend this becoming a part of your routine. No different than if you go to a dentist's office on a regular basis, if you have your checkups on an annual basis. Do this every 6 months to a year. If you're concerned about where your health is, or if you have a vested interest in where your health is going in the future, or if you've had undiagnosed things or frequent headaches or digestion issues or skin issues that really don't have an underlying definitive answer or an under cause that you're actually targeting, all of these things can be nutritional deficiencies, because frankly, 97% of all disease states are based on nutritional deficiencies. So other people that this is extremely important for are people that are already in chronic conditions, people that are already struggling and need additional answers. Because here's the crazy thing. You can be eating the most healthy diet. You know, if you look down and you look at everything that you're consuming every day, and everything that you're eating are what's considered healthy foods. And that's all well and good, but some of those foods may not be healthy for you. So if those foods are triggering you in another direction, whatever other things that you're doing to improve your health are going to go on a back burner until the trigger is doing its own thing. So you're fighting an internal trigger whenever you eat foods and you're around things that you're sensitive to. So this gives you that guideline, some more guidance, so you can direct and have more control over your health.